Hello, I'd like to welcome you to Donna's Secret Garden Studio. I'm so happy that you've been able to join us today, and we all know that life is a little bit different at the moment, but we're going to try and share all the bits of information and fun that happen on the studio tours. So this is one of my larger works, most recent works. It's called Progression. And the mediums that I use are regular professional oil paint mixed with a cold wax medium. And so that allows so many interesting things to happen in many different layers. So I'm anxious to get to work or play and show you how I do it. So come and join me in the studio. As I said, I use a professional grade oil paint. I use it mostly Gamblin because it's a young, small company in Portland, and they've just come out with some really interesting paints that they've designed from the tailings, iron tailings, and I thought I'd share with you some of the things that I've been exploring. What you see up behind me are, usually I have a much brighter palette, but they're called reclaimed colors, and they're brown ochres and sort of very earthy tones. And so what I've been doing is just doing some very small ones just to get the feel of what happens. So I'm going to just do a quick, this one that is the furthest along. And one of the things with cold wax is most of the time we paint on a cradle, a wooden cradle. That allows us to use many different layers. Whereas if you work on paper, which I sometimes do, and then mount it onto the cradle, this just gives it a permanence, and then you can scrape layers back and then you don't see the raw wood. So this one probably has about 3 layers of oil with cold wax medium. So what I've done here is I've taken some of the ochre paint and also added some white oil paint with the cold wax. I work with a temporary palette, which is sort of like parchment paper, and this is where I mix my paint. And in the middle, I put a glob of cold wax, and then I'm just going to take, this one's called Torrid Gray, but I'm finding out it's really a sort of a very earthy green. So just squeeze a little bit onto my palette, and then you can use a palette knife, or I kind of like to use little plastic knives to do my mixing. So then when I have it well mixed, so you can't really see the wax, it just sort of melts in with the color. Then I don't use any brushes in my painting. These are silicone, they're like a pastry cutter. And the thing that makes them so great is that you've got a sort of a steel center, and then you have a flexible edge. So I just put some paint onto the edge of the squeegee. And so now I'm going to turn it upside down to you. And the thing with this kind of painting is, if you do something and you don't like it, you let it dry and you paint over top. And so for me, that's what it makes. It takes the stress away if you know that, the world isn't going to end if you don't like it at the first try. So I'm just going to, I get the feel of a kind of a landscape, and in abstraction you paint with a memory or a feeling, or just for the fun of finding out about the paint. With these squeegees, you just have to find motion and curves, and to me it's added a great bit of excitement to the whole finished product. So now I'm just going to leave that and then choose another color and do another something. Have a look at some of the paintings that are finished, and then maybe I'll just show you some things that I'm really excited about. It's really been kind of interesting to get people's response, and that's part of the fun of the studio tours, is that people who may not be art aficionados know what they like and are happy to share with you